What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, LoBaggers? We're back, baby. We're back. Happy Monday, March 2nd to all of you. Thank you so much for watching, man. This means so much to me that we are back in action. I look at the chat and I just feel so thankful right now. Mark Unkefer in the house. We got Bleds W, Yellow Jesus, Jimmy Cece, Dennis Garcia, Danny Menlo, Bruce Shad, Primetime DJS. Bruce Shad, I'm only a few hours away from you now making my home in Toronto, Parkdale, Toronto, where there are crack houses aplenty and one hell of a capping show. Parkdale, Toronto, Primetime DJS, Garrett Kerr, Nuke Worker says, welcome back, Jimmy. Darlington Nuclear awaits your return. Shout out to my guy, the Nuke Worker. We got Yo Voodoo in the house. Matt Randall, who one day will be sitting right here beside me to give us a taint play of the day. Matt Randall in the house. Walla Walla Dose, Deer Slayer Ski, my guy Eduardo Solano, Al Mack. Man, Ish, Kurt, Dan Kelly, AM, plus money. Another Toronto capper who will be sitting beside me during one of these shows. Mitch Bruner, Ricky, Bobby, Liberty Finder, Brooklyn Funk Project, Cobra Sports 609, Chris Brown, Jackie Treehorn, Jansen, Bonds, and Paco, Healy, Dominic Lara, The Sweaty Butcher, Yellow Jesus, blessing all of our picks. Gabriel Hernandez. Man, Maxwell Smart in the house as well. Maxwell Smart will be sitting beside me, our live special guest for the late show today, breaking down the entire NCAA basketball card with no time limits. No time limits. There is Eric Rosas, Cole Coleon, Slats 45, Rye Cake, D. Summers, Gary Wyatt, Richard Lee, Carlos Perosian, his cheesy balls. Ill Wise, Captain 24/7, Silver Malco, Anthony Chalmers, J Money is Money. We got Revenge Game J, the star of Jamming with J Money here in our chat. Jay, thank you so much for joining us. And man, you are doing such big things. And we are all so proud of what you are doing. J Money in the house, Bobby Cox, Hammer 100, Nasty Nate representing Rhode Island, Al Cervic. Ready? Jimmy Stain in the house. Jimmy Stain, my God, Jimmy Stain. Love seeing you, Jimmy Stain. Jimmy Stain said, I said it on the show. I said on the Audible, if I got what's negative units in NFL, I will leave Costa Rica. Jimmy Stain called me on it, and look where I am now. Parkdale, Toronto. Jimmy Stain in the house. Love it. Thank you for joining us. Carlos Luders, Antoine Seymour, DJ Big Boss in the house. Man, Beats. God, this makes me feel so good. Ronnie P, there's Shadow, Drexley, Dave Burke. Dave Burke will be sitting right beside me. Dave, need you. Dave, come through Parkdale. Let's get it on. Alex Ramirez, King Weasel, Brendan Cruz, Barry McCockiner, Dirty Bird, Trot Wham, Serious Business, Gonzalo Plascencia, Stelly 18, Wrong Fig, Dennis Garcia. It feels so good. It feels so good. Let's get to work right now. So, I'm sure you guys got a lot of questions. There's Rob Lax in the house. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions about what's going on now. And you have every right. And you know, look, I'm always going to be as transparent. So, I'm never going to be afraid to tell you guys what's going on. It was a pretty simple thing with Sportsbook Review. And when you're a successful company, you're paying people, you can make demands. And they didn't want long capping shows. They don't want videos with 1 day of shelf life. So over Christmas, they cut me down to one show. I thought I was going to get that back after the holidays. Then they wanted my capping show to be 30 minutes. And all I want to do is cap. All I want to do is cap with you guys for hours on end. That's all I want to do. So I had to leave. Now we're back. There's 2 shows a day. Now we can go as long as we want. Now we make the rules. And most importantly, it's what you guys want. You guys will be heard. You guys will be listened to. It's what you guys want. That's what we're going to give you. Nilo says you need 2 shows, buddy. You need it. Things happen throughout the day. 2 shows work. AM says we need a 3-hour show for doing not 30 minutes. It's what you guys want. We have the power. We have the power. All right. So I'm also not being paid. So now we have to win. Now we have to win. I don't know if you guys were running with me this weekend. Kept things very simple. Maximum security to win the Saudi Cup. Cash it. Toronto Leafs to beat up my Vancouver Canucks. Cash it. Keep it simple. Stay in the black. Stay in the profit. All the records are here. Okay, so there you go. There you go. Okay, now let's go to as we move forward together as a team, and I'm so thankful. God, I'm just so thankful to say that and to feel that and for you guys to be here with me in my apartment in Parkdale. It just means so much to me. All right, so these are the 4 core tenets of me and everything I do. These are the 4 core tenets for us as we move forward. All right? These are the 4 core tenets. 1, the pure joy of sports gambling. 2, the passionate pursuit of excellence in sports handicapping. 3, honesty and integrity in sports gambling. And 4, not taking life or yourself. I didn't realize that. I want to see if I can move it over in front of me as much as possible. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. God, it feels good. There's Boston Nick in the house. Kevin Riley says, we are back. Coco Bongo and Americ. Man, thank you guys so much for joining us. There's Mr. Rizzo. Says, I've been killing it with the Flyers. Going to put a little something on them to win the Stanley Cup. They have come together. And we talked all about that. We talked as soon as Giroux and Voracek and some of these guys get going because Konechny and Couturier were leading the team. Ghosts Bears being a very huge disappointment. Their defense is going to hold them back. Their defense is why I don't think they can win a cup. But you're getting a nice number on them. There's Ski Profit in the house. Heart in hand. Joe Rich. Matt Randall in the house. Matt Randall said, Jimmy, if this doesn't show you how much you are loved, how much of a family we are here, I don't know what will. This just truly, God, it just makes me feel so good. It fills me full of hope. Let's get after it right now. Let's go. Guillermo Zertucci in the house. Bogey 34. Alonzo Shivers. God, the team is back together, and it feels so good. Baco Healy says, how do you tip on this site? You don't. I want you guys to keep your money in your pocket. I want your pockets to get fatter. Remember how we always did it. Fatter pockets, harder sleuths. I want your pockets to grow, and I want to cap right along with you, and I want my pockets to grow just like the heart of maximum security. Let's go. Oh, Cordero Lindsay in the house. God, it feels good. That feels good. Shady McQueen says Max is also the man. You will see him live right beside me with no time restraints. Capping the NCAA card. I'm very, very excited. There's Jeff Joseph in the house. Tommy Wager. Tommy Wager says, my lady got a hole in my pocket straight to her purse. That will happen. There's Bill McHugh. Oh, man. Feels good. Oh, my guy, N in the house says, what up, Jimmy? One hood to another. Rexdale in the house. Man, respect. Got N in the house. Rexdale. We're in Toronto. Man, good thing we got our apartments because you know how fast these prices are going to go up in our spots. Rexdale and Parkdale. They want it. The rich people want in. We got to kick them out. Kick them out. There's Auburn Brody in the house. Says everything is right in the world now. My guy, God, this makes me feel so good. Alice M. Nilo. Noli knows. Oh, man, this feels good. There's Joe Anisi. All right. Let's get to work, fellas. Okay, so Yellow Jesus said, Jim, I hope AC is in your future. What you guys are doing, you know, the support here, we got to get together. We got to get together. It's easiest for me to do something on the East Coast. So we got to get together in AC. There's JC Alvarez, Ray Rax, Nadir Mooney Brown in the house. Thank you for joining us, Nadir. All right. Feels good. Bob Taylor says, low back family back together. Cashman in the house. Focus on your bets. Nice to see you, my guy. Corey, my guy. Focus on your bets in the house. Drunk Canucks. Oh, man. God. Christopher Carter. Daniel Sahagan in the house. Silver Gold. Man. Dan Kelly says, reach out to DraftKings. Yeah, it will help to get some sponsorship. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. My guy, Nilo, is in line to be our first sponsor, and I'm proud to have him. So we're going to need to figure out how to raise funds. And one way to do that is by capping this card like monsters. Let's get to work. As you guys know, there's Ben Sports 24/7 Tease in the house. Dave and Cal 48. There's Mike. Mike likes turtles. Let's go. All right. Sweaty Butcher. Let's go. Alonzo Shiver says, what happened to Pete? Pete's killing it. Pete's in New York. Pete has a late show where he does second half looks on the NCAA basketball card. And, Pete's the reason why we are here. And Pete, when we were coming up with the 4 core tenets, that's Pete. I know Pete would be smiling if I pitched those to him, Bogey 34 says that tabletop looks sick. What is it, Jimmy? It's MJ. It's MJ's shot. There's Russell almost falling down against the Jazz. 6.6 seconds left to win it all right there. There's MJ. There's Eric Jones in the house. Yellow Jesus says, will you have a video guest? No. You know what we're doing right now? And this could change, but right now we're doing a live guest. There's something that happens when there's someone sitting beside you. And you guys will see that on the Late Show when I'm here with Maxwell Smart. You guys will see the magic. He's going to bring Lucille, his bat. We're going to have chicken tenders and honey. And he's going to be sitting right beside me. There's the bookie bandit in the house. Dom Reach said, we're already planning a low bag trip. I love it. Biloxi, I'm in. Il Wise says, I don't cry often, but if you can see me now, I'm just happy we're all back together. I most hope for a split second we're all here. Oh, man. Il Wise, you guys. All right. Let's go. Jay Money says strippers. In my neighborhood, it's more crack whores, but we can talk about that. All right. Yellow Jesus says never been to Canada. I'm down. We want to go to the States. The Canadians want to go down south. But I feel you, man. Nick Allegretti says feels like a family reunion, bro. All right. Let's get after it right now. We have 2 games on the NHL card. We have 7 games in the NBA card. And then you guys are going to be giving your plays of the day. They're going to be rolling in. I know my guy, Matt Randall, will have the 10th play of the day coming in. Ricky Bobby says, what time is the late show? There's Lamont Williams in the house. Nate Dogg 420 in the house. Our late show every day, 5:30 p.m. Morning show, 11 a.m. Maxwell Smart will be live beside us. And we're going to beat up the NCAA basketball card. I'm very thankful Max is going to be joining us. Max stars in his own show on Sportsbook Review, and for him to come out and run with us and hang with us means so much. So very thankful for Max. All right, let's get to work. There's Tease in the house. All right, let's go. All right, so as you guys know, tenet number 3. Honesty and integrity in sports gambling. Number 3. 2 years, my first 2 years of capping NHL in front of you guys, we destroyed it. And this year's been tough. I hit with the Leafs. So on the last Friday show we did was on the 21st. I had the under 5.5 in that Stars Blues game. Blues won that game 5-1. I lost that play. On Saturday, I made an official play on the Leafs. I cashed that play. So right now in NHL, 96 wins, 115 losses, just a 45.5% rate. Now, I've had 45, lower than 45. I had 42.7% rate last year and was way up in units. But my average line has gone down because I've been taking more -1s. We're dealing with a plus 121 average line. I'm down 3.42 units. My ROI is -1.62. There's Josh Point oh. Josh, we need you live in studio in Parkdale. We need you rolling with me, Josh. Please come down. All right. Dan Kelly says, I suggest on the late show to pass over quickly anything that was covered on the early show. Look at line changes and personnel moves. Absolutely. Dan Kelly, absolutely. That is going to be the first thing that we do. We're going to go over the games very quickly, not just the ones I have action on, all of them. Max will be sitting right beside me. Max knows that there's no time restraints. Now, we start at 5:30, so we're going to go right up to the 7 o'clock witching hour. There are going to be bets we have to make. Having Max beside me will allow me to make bets live. So I don't need to. Although there's and Teddy Covers talks about you. I have not made a mistake sending in action, but if you were going to make a mistake, it would be when you're doing a live show and you're adding in action. That would be the spot to make a mistake. I've also closed all the windows, so there will be no sound. I'm very close to a school. I'm allowed to be within 100 meters of a school, unlike some cappers. I'm allowed. So it's hot in here. It's hot in here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that work. I don't want Max and I sweating buckets sitting beside each other. So we're gonna figure stuff out. Paco Healy says San Diego LoBaggers trip, Padres game, then head to Tijuana and check out the Sleuths. Paco Healy, okay, if 50 of us went down to Tijuana, how many make it back? That's a fair question. I think we lose minimum 6%, and we never see them again. So I think that's a very dangerous thing. Oh, Taint is in, Matt Randall says. Taint is in. Oh, Jeff Joseph, horse capping aplenty. No time restrictions. There's Patrick Toby. Anything we want to do now. Anything you guys want. It's our show now. It is our show now. I missed the Taint play of the day. How did I miss that? Bob Ruby, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the kind words. Mark Unkfor. All right, and then we still have the Vegas Gun Award for capping excellence. Tom Gunn will always be an enormous part of our show. That won't change. That will never change. All right, I missed the Taint play today. Somebody's got to hook me up with the Taint play today when you can. All right, there's Oops Squad Cap in the house. Michelle Matson ready to get to work. Cashman, one for the money. All right, now Shady McQueen saying, what's the Taint play today? I missed it too. So let's get the Taint play today coming in as soon as possible. All right. Let's get to it. Patrick Toby says, I don't believe he put it up. He must have put it up. He must have put the Taint. Let me just do a quick once over here. Can I see a Matt Randall Taint play of the day? No, I don't see it. And we've got work to do. So Matt's ready to pounce on it, man. He's writing it out right now. I'm sure he's right. There it is. Prairie View, A&M, minus 14. Taint play of the day is in. We have Taint. All right. I'm going to copy and paste that. Lamont Williams, max bet is in. Lamont Williams is in. Let's grab it right now. Duke solo under 85.5. Lock it in. Sweaty Butcher says the first Taint of the new era. The first Taint of the new era. All right. Copy and paste that. Let's lock that in. And Danny Menlo is saying, what's a Taint? Well, Danny, everybody has a Taint. Everybody, men, women. It's the one thing that unites all people. Taint. Now, our Taint is more special than anyone else's Taint because our Taint puts money in our pockets. But the Taint is that little flap of skin. For a man, it's between the balls and the anus. For a woman, it's somewhere around there too. All right, let's get to work. Cheeto says NBA picks, please. I've already locked in one play. I've only locked in one play on this card. We're going to go through NHL first. There's just two games. Then we're going to beat up this NBA card. Let's go Avalanche, Red Wings right now. Let's see what we are dealing with from an odds perspective. Move over to NHL, and let's break this down, son. All right. Colorado, Detroit. Colorado opens up at minus 310, is now minus 302. We were in this same game situation, except it was in Colorado. It was in Colorado about a week ago. I took the Detroit Red Wings first period. I cashed it. They were leading 1-0 after the first period. They lost 6-3. This Avalanche is a different team right now. They're on a winning streak. They're playing very tight defensive hockey, and they're doing that without Nazem Kadri. This total opened up at 6. It's now 5.5, almost across the board. There still is a 6 at Heritage. And a lot of people are saying, do we jump on the 6? And I understand why you would. But I can't do it. I cannot trust this Detroit Red Wings team to keep the puck out of their net. There's Barry McCockner in the house, says Mavs first half minus 1.5 is a gift. Dennis Garcia says Colorado should beat up Detroit. They are priced like it. Pass. This is a spot where there's no chance I will take the Colorado Avalanche. Let's break down why. First off, Pavel Francouz has been excellent. 19-5-3, 2.94 goals against average, 907 save percentage. He's been spectacular. When Grubauer went down, we thought maybe Francouz would not be used to playing every second day in the NHL in a very tight schedule. He has been. He's been very good. Raymond Reichard says, Jimmy, do you do any NBA looks? Yes, I've got NBA looks. I have, one for sure. But we're going to break down all the plays and add looks. And I don't need to look at the time and panic ever. We have as much time as we need. As much time as we need. There's Dom Ricci. Now it's Adam Lastman. All right, let's get to work. Patrick Toby says, thinking Avalanche, assuming people are making bank going against the Red Wings. All right. The Avs power plays at 18.6%. It's not as good without Rantanen in the lineup. He is a power play specialist. Wings penalty killings at 74.5%. It's weak. We know that Bernier's had a pretty good season, playing on a terrible hockey team. 907 save percentage, 2.94 goals against average. The issue here is the Avs have won 8 straight road games, 6 straight overall. Their last 5 wins have come by a single goal. Their last 3 games have all been 3-2 wins. Colorado hasn't scored more than 3 in any game since a 4-1 win at Ottawa. Is this a chance that they light up the scoreboard against the Red Wings, get out of their funk? Sure it is. It's also a spot where they've been playing good hockey teams, very intense games. Could they possibly slip up here? I think that's a possibility. The last time the Avs played the Wings was on January 20th. We talked about it. They got 2 goals and assists from Nazem Kadri. He's no longer in the game. He's hurt. He's no longer in the lineup. It took me all day to have the balls to take the Detroit Red Wings first period. It took me all day to do that. Nate Dogg 420 says Detroit game is going over. Dylan Turner says don't do it, Jimmy. Do these Colorado Avalanche come into Detroit as focused as they've been? That's the question. As focused as they've been? There's Repulate Gaming in the house. Thank you for joining us. Adam Lastman says Wings have lost 5 straight. Yes. They did get a point on Saturday night, 4-3 overtime or shootout loss, at Ottawa. Sam Gagner is now on the team. We know that he's had a very difficult job sticking anywhere in the NHL. In their game right before that, they lost 7-1 at home to Minnesota. There's a schnizzle in the house. Thank you for checking in while you're at work, my guy. Nilo says Avalanche are 4-0 in the last 4 games is his favorite. 6-0 in the last 6 games is his road favorite. Yes, they won 8 straight. And Illwise play of the day. Illwise play of the day is in. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. Illwise play of the day is in. So we've been in this situation frequently in the NHL. Frequently. When a team continues to win and by 1 goal. And to me, that means that team is playing very intense hockey, playoff type hockey. And now they're going to go into Detroit and do that against the worst team in the NHL. Look, I'm not saying that they're not going to win this hockey game, but are they going to come in sharp? I don't know. I don't trust it. And I'm going to make a move on these Detroit Red Wings on the first period at plus 200. It's available at 5 dimes in Heritage. I'm making a move on the Detroit Red Wings first period, and I had to talk it out before I had the balls to make this move. And I now have it. Detroit Red Wings, first period. That is at plus 200. Book it. Book it. Sweaty Butcher says, I spent all night sharpening my favorite cleaver. Respect to the Sweaty Butcher. There's Dan Krug in the house. Get off my field. Ready to get to work. Says, play today is Edmonton, in my opinion. I like the Houston Rockets cover. Like it. Get off my field. Respect. All right. Buck Nasty ready to go. Focus on your bets is making a little parlay. Focus on your bets parlaying Prairie View A&M. We know that already. That is the Taint play of the day. He's putting that with Grambling. That's Illwise's play of the day. And he's adding in NC Central and NC A&T. That's a very, very interesting look. I like it. D. Summers play of the day is the Mavericks -3. We do not know about Luka Doncic at this point. I copy and paste all this. There's Optimus Prime in the house. There's Arthur Meade Jr. ready to go. All right, D. Summers, let's grab your Dallas -3 play of the day and copy and paste that right now. And Jay Money says Luka is in. Luka is in. Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Luka Doncic is in the lineup. Why saying Luka is playing. Caleb Lewis says Mavs play great without Luka. Don't think it matters. There's 420 Fuego in the house. Focus on your bet says Porzingis is balling right now. He certainly is. All right. First play in, Detroit Red Wings first period at plus 200. Red Wings first period at 200. So we already heard from Get Off My Field liking the Edmonton Oilers here. And they're playing okay. They're playing okay hockey. The Predators are playing good hockey. I came close. I find these Predators so difficult to trust. Open up at Pinnacle at minus 128, now sitting at minus 120. I think that's a good number. I think that's a really good number for the Predators, but I can understand why people like the Oilers here. All right. Nilo in the house says Edmonton's 5-1 in their last 6 games against the Central Division, 7-15 in their last 22 following a win. Interesting. That's a great stat from our guy Nilo. 7-15 in their last 22 games following a win. Ill Wise leaning to the over 6 on Edmonton, but hasn't got to the windows yet. Kareem Walker liking that Oilers team total over. Oilers team total over. Dennis Garcia says, after losing 13 straight to Nashville, Edmonton has won 3 of 4, including both meetings this year. Both games stayed under. Oilers, Predators. We're expecting Mike Smith in the lineup. Koskinen has not looked good of late. And saying Nashville at home plus 1.5 is the only time I take them. They are horrible. Interesting. And I don't like those plus 1.5, but very interesting look there. And there's Matt Randall says, my man Ryan Sparks crushes UFC. I got him to join the family. Be looking for his picks. You know that we will. And look at that. Jay Money says Porzingis probably won't play today. Oh, Jay, thank you for giving us this information. Wow. That's great. Great having Jay in the chat. All right. Oilers, Predators. So the reason why I can't take the Predators here, and I'd like to, is their penalty killing is at 74.6%. The Oilers have, arguably the best 2 players in the league, Draisaitl and McDavid. Their power play leads the league at 29.3%. Leads the league. They can take advantage of this Predators penalty killing. Why do I not want the Oilers? They have no depth. The Predators are playing good hockey, 10-5-1 over their last 16. They're doing this without Philip Forsberg. I mean, he's on the ice, but he's not scoring. 0 goals in February. Predators won their first, as we've talked about NHL, through the 3 years we've been working together, I have this soft spot for the 4th home game on a 5-game homestand. And they win their first 3 on a season-high 5-game homestand, and then they lose to the Avalanche on Saturday night. So now they're in the 5th game, the final game of the homestand. God, I got to. 420 Fuego says Preds are tough at home. Oilers are soft. They do have Cassian back in the lineup. Dan Kelly says, don't forget, boys, pop out that chat. Says Jimmy has a great face for radio. Respect. And there we go. Alex Ramirez. Spidey play of the day is in. Wow, Spidey play of the day is in. Predators money line is locked in. Wow, Spidey. Right when I was ready to get off of this game. The Spidey play of the day is in. I've copied it, pasted it. Let's go. Copy and paste right now. Spidey play of the day is in. Patrick Toby also like NCAA -1. We are going to have our guy Maxwell Smart live in, sitting beside me in the apartment. He's also bringing his bat, Lucille. And when it's here, there's no rules. So there's going to be a lot of cock soup talk. RB Fern says, back to your roots. Love to see it, Jimmy. RB Fern, thank you so much for joining me. All right, play of the day from my guy N from Rexdale. Memphis money line. Memphis money line is the play of the day. Rexdale in the house. Rexdale in the house. Man, I like it. It's like when the game says, is Compton in the house? We got Rexdale in the house. All right. 420 Fuego jumping on that. Ron Crawford says, Oilers own virtually every single category. Why is Nashville favored? All right, I'm going to stay off of it. If the Predators are clearly a different team with Ryan Ellis in the lineup. The Oilers aren't playing good. They avoided their 3rd straight loss, 3-2 win at home over Winnipeg. Draisaitl rolling, 7th player in club history to score consecutive seasons, 100 points. First Oiler since Messier in 89-90 to have 100 points in 65 games or fewer. 10 goals, 9 assists in his last 11 games. Antoine Seymour liking Spurs money line. Oh, and Patrick Kobe. So I'm going to start my own thing. Pat's player prop. Landeskog over a half point. -174. It's a lot of juice. I think that's too much juice. So we have our guy, Canadian Capper. And one thing he does is he does it on the power play, over a half power play point. That gives him the big plus 300 and 400. But with Landeskog, I can understand not making that move. Look, I've got Landeskog in the hockey pool, and I won last year's hockey pool confidently and easily. I'm not winning this year's pool, and he's not helped. Now, he did get hurt. Jimmy Stain says Mavs team total over 114 is automatic. Let's copy and paste this. Got Sean B in the house. Sean B in the house. Dan Kelly says, if the Hawks are down heading into the fourth quarter, I will get on the Hawks live betting. Live betting. All right, I'm not making a move. I'm not making a move on the Predators-Oilers game. And it's just because of that Nashville penalty killing. It's enough to make me stay off. It's just enough to make me stay off. All right, let's move on to the National Basketball Association. So we've had this is the third year I've kept the NBA in front of you guys, and my third straight year of being successful in the NBA, but never successful enough. And I do understand that part of the huge reason for my success is the incredible NBA cappers that we have in the chat, and very, very thankful to roll with you guys. And it's the same sort of situation. The last day we were together was Friday. I believe it was the 21st. And I had a very nice spot here. Let's pull up my NBA. I looked very good. I had the Nuggets Thunder under 215.5. That cashed. I had Mavericks -4, Raptors -7.5. Raptors were playing the Suns that night. They beat them up bad at home. But then I added Grizzlies first quarter, Grizzlies first half, and that was when the Grizzlies were in LA. I know they just beat LA at home, but this was in LA, and they got beaten up badly. And the juice on the Grizzlies first quarter +4 was -121. So unfortunately, with those two losses, even though I was seeing that card so clearly, I don't know why I had to double up on the Grizz. I was in a very nice spot. I'm 103 wins and 90 losses, 53.4%. That's an average line of -106. I'm plus 6.37 units with an ROI of plus 3.30%. All right, Al Mack in the house. Billy Oliveris in the house says, smart of you to keep the Jimmy Bag Show going. Hope SBR, thank you, Billy Oliveris. It means so much to me that you guys are here with me. It just truly, truly means so much to me. It just makes me want to cap my ass off. I was up at 4:40 this morning. It makes me want to fight so hard. And, it just means so much to me. All right, let's get to work right now. Jay Money says, let's cash with the Bucks today. There's Prince of the City joining us. Thank you for joining us, Prince of the City. Trotwham on Mavs, first half, full game. Let's talk about the only look I'm on right now. And it was something where I thought I was going to beat the market move, and I did not. The market move has moved the other way and gone against me. It was going with me for the first hour, and I felt very good about it. And then it went the other way. I'm on the Houston Rockets, New York Knicks under 230 at -110. That has gone up to, let's move over to NBA very quickly here. Move over to NBA, go to spreads and totals. It's up to 230.5 now. So the only book hanging the 230 is at Heritage. Bet 365 was the only book. Well, there's actually two books that were still hanging the 230 when it was going down to 229.5. Let's get to work. Joseph Gomez says Knicks team total under a better bet. I don't know if it is. I don't think it is because the Rockets are 10-point favorites, and I want to be in a situation where the Rockets can just empty their bench in the fourth quarter. Let's talk about this Rockets team right now, because the Knicks are playing a very slow pace, and the Rockets aren't playing that slow of a pace. Last 5, 11th in the NBA. But they're playing defense right now. They're being questioned about this no player taller than 6'6" or 6'7", and they're playing very good defense, and they're getting off on it. They're talking about it to the reporters after the game. They're talking about their defense. They're consciously aware that their defense is what's going to take them to the promised land. They've won 6 straight games right now. That was a big 111-110 overtime victory over the Celtics on Saturday night. This is the first of that was the first. So this is the final game of a 2-game road trip. And Nilo says, bet 365 I've already made this bet. So, and I thought that I was going to beat the line move here. I really thought I was going to beat the line move here. Obviously, that hasn't happened. There's Mr. Gokster in the house. Mr. Gokster joining us. Garrett Kerr says Rockets just winning and getting out. I agree. Rockets just winning and getting out. Patrick Toby says if the game is in the Garden, take every Rockets player over on points. I think that's a dangerous thing too. If the Rockets go to town, then they're going to empty their bench in the fourth quarter. That's what makes me uncomfortable here. Rockets have a 2-game lead over the Jazz in a race for the 4th seed in the Western Conference. They held the Celtics scoreless over the last 2 minutes and 49 seconds of overtime. They've allowed 112 points or fewer in 6 straight games. So they did that just 27 times in the first 53 games. They've done that 6 straight. This is a team that's playing sharp, intense defensive basketball for the first time all year. So these Knicks, they're scoring, right? They just stopped their 6-game losing streak with a 125-115 victory on Saturday night, but their pace is still slow. They're still getting 97 Knicks. They're scoring, right? They just stopped their 6-game losing streak with a 125-115 victory on Saturday night, but their pace is still slow. They're still getting 97. So RJ Barrett coming off a 19-point game. Mitchell Robinson coming off a 23-point game. These guys are playing well. Whatever. Under 230, minus 110, Rockets, Knicks. And that's the only bet I have locked in. All right, let's start breaking down these other games. We've got some great NBA cappers rolling with us. Coyes Moore says matchup problems everywhere. Rockets first half for sure. I wouldn't be scared at all to play a full game. I laid the 9.5. I do like that first half. What slows me down is they just had a huge game in Boston. Where they stepped up in an enormous way, and they won in overtime, and they played sharp defensively. And when I cap NBA, I have a healthy fear of the NBA, and that keeps me – that's just a situation where I don't want to back a team in an easy spot. I just don't want to back a team in an easy spot, and that's what I'm doing here. Primetime DJS coming in with his play today, Spurs plus 2.5. Eric Rosas making a move on Mavs first half and Prairie View A&M. And we know that Matt Randall has already hooked us up with the Taint play of the day. The Taint play of the day is in. There's my guy, Stephen Lewis, in the house. Thank you so much for joining us, my man. All right. And Illwise also liking that Heat solo over. Now, it's very possible that now that there's no paycheck rolling in, that I get a little tighter with my action. Before I came down here, my action meant everything, paying rent and eating. And it's back to that again. So if the quantity of my plays go down, I'm not going to be concerned at all. And you know what? In all honesty, it excites me. It excites me that everything is on the line right now. It makes my palms sweat just talking about it, because that's what's happening. Everything is on the line in my life. Everything is on the line right now. And you guys joining me here means the world to me. All right, let's get after it. All right, we've got some great plays coming in. Plays of the days coming in. We haven't heard anybody on this Jazz Cavaliers spot. Let's break this down right now. Jazz Cavaliers. Jazz opened up as 8.5-point favorites. That's where they stand right now. There's been no movement. This total opened up at 219 and is now at 220. O'Brien Palmer says, Jimmy, you need to start a Patreon so we can help support the show. You can put money in our pockets. We all collectively keep the lights on. Thank you for saying that, O'Brien. It's something that I've stayed away from. And at this point, I'm going to continue staying away from. But that means a lot to me that you care about. I want you guys, I want you to spend money on your life getting better. I want that money to come in and I want you to spend it on yourself. I want all of our lives to improve. So thank you for saying that. And, we'll see how, if you start watching me just completely deteriorate, then maybe we're going to need to talk about that. This is just day one. All right, Dennis Garcia says, how do you trust Utah to cover right now? Jazz snapped a 4-game losing streak in an ugly 129-119 win at home over the Wizards on Friday night. So that was a 2-4 homestand, right? It was bookended with victories and then 4 straight losses, right? They opened with that 116-101 with their first win, 116-101 win over the Heat. We were on that game. We were all on the Jazz. We were all on that game because the Heat were on that tough Western swing. They'd come off a victory. They were playing a beat-up, tired Heat team. And that's what they did. They beat them up, all right? Then comes a 9-point loss to the Spurs, 10-point loss to the Rockets, 20-point loss to the Suns, 11-point loss to the Celtics, all at home. All at home. Rich Kemp says there's issues with the Jazz, and they are hard to figure out. Patrick Toby says, quick question here for someone new guy in the capping world. Is a 500 record acceptable, like 27-27? I feel good about that, but then again, I'm not sure. Yes, Patrick Toby, and that's why I don't think you should take that Landeskog player prop at minus 174, because then your 27-27 record is a losing record. And the cappers who've run with me for now, this is our third year doing this, they've seen me hit at 42% in NHL and end up 35 units up on the season because I'm focusing on plus lines. So, listen to some of the, guys who've been in the game for a long time. The Dom Ricci's, the big Ragoose. They never take it. I mean, I don't want to quote Dom Ricci on what he, but when do you ever see Dom Ricci take a minus 135? You don't ever. Remember, the juice is what kills us. And that's what we're doing here as a team. We are trying to defeat the juice. And you can't take minus 174s because then you're going to need to hit what? 68, 74% to break even? All right. Dan Kelly says the books want you to pay the dues. Yes, that's exactly what it is. The player props, the minus 174, the books are begging you to take that minus 174. They're begging you to take the minus 174. So, Pat, you should never do that. And one thing in NHL that I've done for the 3 years I've been down here is I don't take the minus 135s or higher, but we do have there's Dom Ricci says this year NHL never over minus 140 ever. But I use a minus one calculator and I'll pop it in. Now, this is courtesy of our guy, Ron Crawford, is in the chat right now. He hooked us up with this. So if your book doesn't give you the minus ones, you can just pop it in this calculator right now. Let me hook you up with it right here. There you go. That's for baseball. We use that heavily in baseball. Baseball's coming up right now, very soon. And there's Ragu. See, there's Ragu in the house. You talk about these legends, and they're right there because that's how legends do it. Okay. Cheeto's fifth guy. It feels nice not to have to rush. Take a deep breath. Don't look at the clock. Stare at the chat and cap the shit out of this. All right. Let's go. Cavaliers, Jazz. Jazz pace last 5, 22nd in the NBA at 99.3. Cavaliers pace last 5, 27th in league, 97.96. The Cavaliers still have this old school lineup with bigs that can clog up the paint and slow down a Rudy Gobert. There's Dog Bry in the house. Thank you for joining us, Dog Bry. There's Liberty Finder, who's now over his lung issues. Makes me so happy. I know how dangerous they can be. Respect. Great to have you in the chat, Liberty Finder, on that 2-4 homestand. One thing that's happening is Donovan Mitchell's going for 30 points every night, and yet they're losing. 4 straight games of over 30 points. Jordan Clarkson's coming off the bench and giving them instant offense, and yet they're losing. Cavs had won 4 or 5 before that Friday, Saturday back-to-back losses. So they lose Friday 116-104 at New Orleans. They lose 113-104 at home to the Pacers on Saturday night. Andre Drummond was back. He'd missed 2 games with a strained calf. He comes back. Sexton is playing well. Andre Drummond, Love, Tristan Thompson. They have bigs. There's G-Sauce in the house. Thank you for joining us. Jansen said, I called in sick today to watch Jimmy's first show. Jansen, that just means so much to me, man. There's Chad in the house. Says, we missed you, bro. Glad to have you back. Chad, thank you, man. God, this means so much to me. Makes me want to fight. There's Sammy B in the house. Says, I'd be taking Cleveland plus the points if I bet this game, but I'm fading it. I'd be taking Cleveland plus points if I bet this game, but I'd be fading it. Sammy B, you know what night it is, man. It'd be Monday night. I'll be at the poker game. $200 buy-in, professional dealer. Let me know if you want to roll, Sammy B. I'm up 1.3K in the 3 games I've been back. Okay, let's go. That's another thing that's happening. I'm going to that poker game, and I'm just fucking no friends. 40 years old. Who needs friendship? They're to take their money. All right. There's Damien in the house. Thank you for joining us. Walla Dose, my guy. Walla Dose in the house. Big Ragu said, Jimmy, you see my message about our huge maximum security winner? God, it felt so good. It felt so good. He's got the heart of a champion. Dan Kelly says, knock on wood. Anytime Dan Kelly says anything, I listen and do it and don't think about it. Oh, because I said that I go in and I take their money. Look, it's just what I'm going to do. No friends. No new friends. Back in Toronto, Drizzy. In my head, no new friends. Except for Sammy B. Come to the game. Let's play. Okay. Jin Rin says, Jin Rin in the house. Great to see him. Says Cavs money line all day. OG Wham says, fade the public. Il Y says, this chat is on fire. Look, man, Pete and I knew what made our show special. It was the chat. I've known that since day one. It's the chat that makes this show special. It's the chat that changed my life. I like it. Joseph Gomez says, just don't hit up Cinnabons at the club after the game because you know what's going to happen. Look, I'm never going to hit up Cinnabons, man. There's Seth Hagen in the house. Seth Hagen in the house. God, you guys make me so happy. Bobby Arm says, is poker good in Toronto? I mean, it's tough because we've got they have a electronic poker game. So there's no actual cards, but they have that at Woodbine. And I don't really like that much. You have to leave the city and go to a casino to play at a real poker game. So we have poker clubs and things of that nature. All right. Daryl Lyles in the house. Eric Oblivion says, late to the show. There's Phil 9. Says, I believe in the bag. God damn. Feels good. Okay, let's get to work. All right. So after talking about this game, and understanding that the Jazz are playing poorly defensively, their pace is still slow, and the Cavs have bigs to slow this down. Donovan Mitchell scoring over 30 points also means that they're not getting the distribution that they have been getting. This total has gone up to 221 at Heritage, and I'm taking the under. My second under on this card, under 221. Under 221 at minus 105. All right. My second under is in. Let's go. Let's go. Ben Sports picks 24/7. Cash flow play of the day. Texas Tech Baylor over 130.5. Thank you for sharing that, my friend. Thank you for sharing that. There's Reese in the house. Thank you for joining us, Reese. And there's Noli Knows says, that's right, unders. Yeah. Our guy, for those of you new to the show, Noli Knows, the man who makes unders great again. Shout out to Noli Knows. Noli Knows, our guy. A Bomberry says, need to bring Peter Loshak up to Toronto. Hey, you know what? It's your show now. It's our show. It's what we want. And we only listen to us. If there's an overwhelming demand from you guys to bring Pete Loshak up to Toronto, then what do? We bring Pete Loshak up to Toronto. All right. Walla Walla Doe says, guys, back to Intuidays. Much respect. Let's fucking go. You guys are inspiring me beyond measure. 4:40, 4:30. Let's start waking up at 4. 3:40. Actually, 3:45 is how I got pneumonia in the first place. Okay. Dear Slavsky said, Loshak always talks about how he would love to cap with the bag again. Look, this is all happening because of Pete. And the four tenets. I mean, I was thinking of Pete. Let's talk about the four tenets one more time. And then finish off this NBA card. Pure joy of sports gambling. The passionate pursuit of excellence in sports handicapping. Honesty and integrity in sports gambling. Not taking life or yourself too seriously. Let's go. Let's go. There's Maxwell Smart too. Says it used to be me, Pete, and Jim. Maxwell Smart will be live here on our late show, breaking down the college basketball card. Sitting right beside me, he told me he's going to bring down his bat, Lucille. And there is a magic that happens that, you know, when cappers call in and shows like that changes when you're sitting right beside the guy. It changes. Sean B says, Jimmy going to cry today. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be inspired beyond measure thanks to you guys. Michael Irvelina says, so whole new show again. Michael Irvelina, this show is capping and capping only. Betting with the bag. Capping and capping only. This show is all about more money. Fatter pockets, hotter sleuths, winning. All right. Doug Barnhouse says 2 shows. Reese says, Jimmy, I like the new studio, brother. Respect. Thank you. Thank you, man. Okay. Ron Fink says we can raise money to get the band back together. Pete and Jimmy, Low Bag Live. Look, it's our show. It's our show. All right, let's keep rolling. I'm on the under 221 in Jazz, Cavs. That's going up. I'm on the under 230 in Rockets, Knicks. That's going up. Joe and Nisi, you're my guy. Joe and Nisi. Had the pleasure of rolling with Joe and his brother. Miami. God, that was the best week of my life. All right. Nilo says, wife will be pissed having to hear your voice again at 5:30. Yes, she will be. Yes, she will be. There's Cashman ready to go. Rod Zawacki in the house, a.k.a. Birdcage, here to get his cash. Okay, Walla Walla Dose took the under 222 here. Portland, Orlando. Let's copy and paste that right now. Richard Lee says I'm going to have to start drinking this morning. I'm holding off until Max gets here. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. There's betting in heels. I'm interested right away. Thank you for joining us. Betting in heels. Let's get that cash. Fatter pockets. Let's go. All right. Claudio S. says bring Teddy Covers back. Look, Teddy is a class act, and I was very, very thankful to have that time to cap with him. Very, very thankful. Dominic said, Jimmy, you're going to keep this time slot now? Look, it's up to you guys. You guys tell me when to go. I went over that. We put out a tweet saying when should the show be? You guys said 11 a.m. You wanted to keep it that way so we could beat the books. And then a bunch of people said, but you need a late show. So that's what we're doing right now. We need the best of both worlds. Ron Lofton says you need a stripper on stand so you can take a piss break during the show. If needed, Jimmy, Ron Lofton. When I cap, I don't feel anything. I'm a fucking machine, man. I think I need to when have I ever needed to take a piss? Never sneezed. Come on. All right, let's get to work. Ron Fink says, can you get Gabe on sometime? Right now we're doing live guests only. And we'll see how this show evolves. We'll see how it evolves. And you guys have the main voice as to how this show does it. All right? You guys have the main voice as to how this show does it. All right, let's move on. We're going to talk Blazers Magic. So we just heard that Walla Walla Dose is on this under 222. Nilo says Matt Randall coming on still. Is you know what? Matt Randall was going to come up on the old show. Is he still coming up this Friday? God, I hope so. God, I hope so. Jay Money says, I want to come on here with you. Jay, look, that would mean so much to me. Right now, like, there's no producer. There's no Rafa. So we're going to see how this develops if we should get calling guests. Because I don't mind coming down to Dallas just to work with you, Jay Money. You're the truth. You're the absolute truth. Trotwham says, the greatest human to have a hat collection. Man, this is, we'll switch up the hats. We got a lot of game-changing hats. We'll switch them up right now. We'll switch them up all the time. There's a couple nice ones in here. This one is a pretty dope Toronto T-Dot. This is a pretty dope hat right there. Also, we just snagged the new Heat hat. It's pretty nice. This is the new Jays hat this year. This is the hat that they're going to be going with this season. First time they've made a change in their hat in a while with this new emblem. Nice. I like it. This is Team Canada baseball. Team Canada. We'll switch it up. Okay, let's get back to work. King Hippo says, love your show, but I saw something very disturbing. I saw a nasty big booger fly. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, King Hippo. I told you I'm a machine. I don't believe you. When does that ever happen? It's never happened, King Hippo. It is dry in Toronto, but I don't believe you. Paul Costa says the Nordique's one of my favorite of your collection. Nuclear says, love the Raps hat. Arthur Mead says, you need a quick Nordique's hat. What do you mean, Arthur? Oh, it's just right behind me, Arthur. It's just, you can't see it. It's right here. Of course I got a Nord's hat, Arthur. Come on, man. I almost bought a Senators hat a second ago, but whatever. Okay. All right, let's get to work. Jansen says, Jimmy, you got to get a hat from my school. Oh, Sun School. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm all over that, Jansen. And we need updates on how your son's doing. Jansen's son, a great baseball player out of the Toronto area. All right, Sweaty Butcher. Butcher's Prime Cut. Portland, Orlando, over 221. So the Sweaty Butcher and Walla Walla going up against each other. Let me copy and paste that. I need to have all of your guys' action. Copy and paste that right now. Arthur Mead Jr. says, is Peter's treehouse for sale? Sadly, it burnt down. Lightning strike. Biggeroo says, Butcher, love the cut. There's Flipper 13 in the house. Flipper 13, it's funny that he comes at this time because he was hoping that we'd start at 8:59 Pacific time, and that's 4 minutes away, and that's why he's joining us. My guy Flip. Jansen says, hat size, Jimmy, I'm 7 3/8. 7 3/8. Okay. Let's get to work right now. Matt Randall says, okay, I did miss that invite. Thank you from Betting in Heels. I did miss that invite. You are a good friend, Matt Randall. Let me just, and it's not that I don't believe you. I just want to see this in person here. I don't want to be aroused right now. I need to stay focused. Betting in Heels. Okay. I'm still looking. All right, I'm gonna have to pretend that didn't happen. Betting in Heels says, please wear your gray sweats, Jimmy. Ooh, Jesus. All right. I'm interested. I'm interested right away. All right, let's stay focused. Okay. Look, I'm chock full right now. Okay. Vag10 says, would you create a video on how Jimmy the Bag came into existence? I have. Who is Jimmy the Bag? It's out. It's out right now. It is out right now. Put it out a couple years ago. We're going to be adding episodes to it too. Okay. Got to stay focused. There's Dab Fen in the house. Dab Fen, thank you for joining us. Okay. Let's move on and try and focus. But Betting in Heels, man. God, it feels nice. All right. Blazers Magic. Okay, so we've heard Walla Walla Dose on the under. We've heard the Sweaty Butcher on the over. Let's break this down right now and stay focused. Okay. Total opens up at 223.5 at Pinnacle, already down to 222 there. But other books have taken it down further. It's 221 at Bookmaker, 221.5 at these other books. Orlando opening at -7. There is a 7.5 at Pinnacle and 7s across the board right now. 7s across the board right now. Blazers, Magic. All right. Lillard been out of the lineup for the last 5 games. He did not travel with the team. Gary Trent Jr. will remain in the starting lineup. Portland has lost 6 of 7. They've allowed an average of 121.7 points in those defeats. Hassan Whiteside has scored at least 16.7 straight games. So what are the Blazers doing? Without Lillard in the lineup, they're so overly focused on creating offense that their defense has been lacking. And what would you expect them to do with Lillard in the lineup if you were coaching this team? Force them to play tough defense only, and that's not what they're doing. Magic saw a 3-game winning streak come to an end, 114-113 loss to San Antonio on Saturday, but they're playing good basketball. Vucevic is playing good basketball. They've won 5 of 7. Interesting that Sweaty Butcher is on this over. Ski Prophet says lean Magic or over. The Blazers can't keep playing like this. They can't keep playing like this. G-Sauce says, Jimmy, when are you going to talk baseball futures? Soon. We're going to talk baseball futures soon, G. There's no doubt about that. A lot of work has to go in, and we still have 4 weeks. Not quite. 3.5 weeks. So we're going to be talking, we're going to be talking baseball nonstop for months and months and months on end. And we have some great cappers, baseball cappers, thank God. Thank God. Betting in Heel says Blazers been playing like garbage. There's no doubt about that. Barry McCockner says fading the Magic is being profitable. There's Matt Randall saying yes, MLB. Peter Lucas leaning Portland. Shady McQueen says this was a lottery team with Lillard. Nate Dogg liking the Spurs. We're going to get to that game shortly. Blazers Magic makes me feel uncomfortable. Magic are 16-14 at home. Their pace over the last 5, 7th in the NBA, and we're used to this Magic team playing slow. It's confusing. Raymond Reichart says the 5:30 show is the perfect time to bring us right into the games. I agree, Raymond Reichart. And now we're going to have Maxwell Smart live sitting beside me on this late show. Sammy B says thoughts on the Jays season total over. I'm interested in taking that over. I'm very interested most in the house. I'm very interested in that over. One thing I think I'm going to start the season with, and I got to keep things simple, is Blue Jays team total overs. First 5 full game. As you guys know, my local who uses Bet365, there's no first 5 team total overs. So I will have a Pinnacle account for only first 5 team totals. Only that. That's the only bet I will be making on that Pinnacle account is first 5 team total overs. And I really, truly believe that the Jays offense is going to do damage this year. I really, really do. All right, let's move on. I'm not making a move on Blazers, Magic. I feel lost with the Magic speeding up. I also can't comprehend how the Blazers wouldn't focus solely on defense without Lillard out. So, Sweaty Butch said Orlando has been cruising past the over lately. They have been. That's why Sweaty Butcher's on the over. Thinking that having an expectation that a certain team has got to step up defensively has hurt me in the NBA, and I'm staying off of it. Let's keep rolling right now. Next up, Grizzlies, Hawks. Grizzlies, Hawks right here. Oh, wow. And Jansen says, no love to the freshman right now on my son's baseball team. He hasn't played yet. Told him to keep at it and don't let it break him. Persevere. Look, that's how you earn everything. That's how you earn everything. There's the butt pod in the house. Look at that. Brent Butt having issues with how I'm handling my mic technique. My mic technique from Brent Butt says, turn your damn mic around so the front capsule is facing you instead of us. Right? That does make sense. But I didn't want this bar in front of it. And he says, and you're talking to the top of the thing. Damn it, Jimmy. Okay. You know what? Brent, I've lost all my mic technique. All right. I'm going to put this. I'm going to copy and paste it, Brent. Important notes from the comedy legend Brent Butt, star of Corner Gas. Thank you for caring about my poor mic technique. All right. That's going to get in my head like Benning and Heels has got in my head. I'm having difficulty thinking of anything else right now. Okay, let's get rolling right now. In that spot. Okay, let's look at. So we heard some plays of the day already liking Memphis. Let's go to it right now. Atlanta, Milwaukee. Atlanta opening up at -2. That's where they stand right now. 2s across the board. There's a -2.5 at Bovada. -2.5 at Bovada. This total opened up at 238.5 and it shot all the way up to 240.5. Shot up to 240. Reese liking that abs wings under 6. I get it. I get it. Dan Kelly says betting in heels just sounds uncomfortable to me. Dan Kelly, you're a master at changing the vibe in a room. And imagining you in heels gets me soft instantly and has me focused on capping. Let's talk Hawks, Grizzlies. And thank you for that. I'm sure that was his plan. I'm sure Dan's like, let's get Jimmy focused, soft, and focused. Grizzlies, Hawks. These teams are going to play twice this week. I love when we get the opportunity to see a home and home. It's not quite a real home and home because there's games in between. Monday in Atlanta, Saturday in Memphis. These Hawks have been playing well at home. They've won 8 out of 10 at home. They beat Portland 129-117 on Saturday. It was the first time all year. So they've had 12 opportunities for a back-to-back. It was the first time all year that they won both ends of a back-to-back. What's changing with these Hawks? First off, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish. They're both stepping up in a big way. DeAndre Hunter goes for 22 against Portland. Reddish goes for 26. When you have these guys rolling, it says a mute button. The mute button is facing us. Yeah. Okay. So look, that's there's lots of reasons why Brent is a legend, and Mike technique comes into it. Okay, let's go. Grizzlies ended a 5-game losing streak with that big win against the Lakers. It has to be it doesn't have to be, but you'd think this would be a letdown spot. We watch the Lakers come into places like Atlanta. They sell the joint out. Atlanta plays hard. The Grizzlies are going to go into Atlanta. How many people are going to be in the stands? What, are you going to get 10,000 people? How is this not a letdown spot? Brooke Jordan leaning the Hawks. I get it. Brooke Jordan leaning to the Hawks. Matt Randall says, can you explain for the chat what a sports capper has to do to hit in order to break even and then turn a profit like you did on the radio this morning? I think it would help some. Yes, Matt Randall. And it's the main person who pushes this the heaviest of our LoBaggers in the chat is Gin Rummy. And it's what makes Gin Rummy a professional gambler. The juice is always going to be our biggest enemy. It's always, and that's why the first kind of lines we had was we have to defeat the juice. We work together to defeat the juice. So if every game you're betting is at minus 110, you have to hit 52.9% to break even. You hear cappers saying, my goal is to hit 55% or I lose 45% of the time. Well, if you're playing minus 110, your unit size better be $5,000 or you can't earn a living that way because you need 56.2% at minus 110 to turn a profit. So that's simply put, the juice is our biggest enemy. And that's why when someone like Pat is saying, look at that Landeskog prop at minus 174, you can't take minus 174s ever. And that's why these guys like Dom Ricci say, I've never taken a minus 140 ever. You can't. Paul Costa says, on a minus 120 average line, what's the percentage to turn a profit? I just got to type that into the calculator, which I can do at some point. Nilo says, math with Jimmy the Bag. Yeah, not fair. Okay. All right. But you can imagine if you need 56.2% to turn profit at minus 110, what it would be minus 120. And that's why, as we've watched Gin Rummy for 3 years, have you ever seen him take a minus 120? I don't even remember Gin Rummy ever taking a minus 110 ever. And he loves Pinnacle, and that's where he can get those. And then there's certain books that give you the reduced juice, like Heritage and Pinnacle. All right. And there's Dom Ricci saying, not ever. Wow. Says I learned from my mistakes. I get it. Shady McQueen, I'm on the under. DX Filer says, I've never seen Jimmy recap a loss. What are you talking about, man? Explain that a little more, DX Filer. Well, but you're right. One thing we go over our record and talk about the game. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what you mean. You can hit me with that again, DX Filer. Hit me with There's Connor McLaughlin in the house. Okay, let's go. Grizzlies, Hawks. Grizzlies pace last 5, 12th in the NBA. Hawks pace last 5, 7th in the NBA. And they're hanging us a 240? A 240. Oh, DX Filer says typo. Oh, Jin. Okay, not Jimmy. Okay, I feel you. I was like, what? No, I feel you. Look, I hear you. Okay, let's go. We know the Hawks are rolling right now. We know this is a letdown spot for the Grizzlies. It has to be. And Brooke Jordan says value is key in these numbers games. Exactly. And Almax says, yeah, it is a 240, right? That's what it is, right? It's not 240 and a half. Yeah, we got 241s. Look at this climb. Oh, man. Word says, Jimmy, any plans to have something like the Audible during the NFL season? Word, whatever you guys want, we will create and we will provide. Flipper13 said, did not pass the audit report. Jimmy, please be careful. I will be careful. I will be very careful. Garrett Curse, his only line like that we're taking is Zion points. He's hanging a minus 150 and hitting his over every night. I tried to get under the Zion points props when the season started. Yellow G says, Jim, don't let MLB stress you out this year. Well, I'm very scared of MLB coming back. But, when I went down to Sportsbook Review, when I went down to Costa Rica, baseball is my favorite sport. Capping it every day took that away from me because it's very difficult. But I've been learning from the great cappers. Hopefully we get Aunt L in the chat. Matt Randall destroys MLB. I'll be listening. Barry liking the NCAA minus 1. Okay, let's talk about the Grizzlies. So, Morant rolling. Second straight game with over 20 and 10. Went for 27 points, 14 assists against the Lakers. Jonas Valanciunas, 22 points and 20 boards. The first player in Grizzlies franchise history to post back-to-back 20-plus rebound games. Grizzlies have a 2.5-game lead over New Orleans for the final spot entering Sunday's action. God, Brent's in my head now. I should okay. I'm going to work on my mic technique. It's probably already sounding better. Okay. Grizzlies have a 2.5-game lead over New Orleans for the final playoff spot. They stopped their winning streak. Young Suave liking Hawks solo over. It just feels like it's got to be a letdown spot. It has to be a letdown spot. I guess it doesn't have to be. And there we go. Hutchinson starting for Colorado. God, get your bets in immediately. Shit. That's got to have changed everything. Oh, my God. Thank you for sharing that. Get your first period bets on the wings in immediately. There's Corey Mack in the house. Love it. Betting and Heels says, I'm good at MLB. Betting and Heels, we'll need it. We'll need your help. We'll need your help. Get your Red Wings first period action in immediately. I should have already done that. All right, going to copy it. All right. Okay, let's keep rolling. Jesse Daly says, I think Grizz cover it, goes under in my opinion. Oh, if Grizz cover it, goes under in my opinion. God, I got to think that the Hawks are going to come out and the Grizzlies are going to fall flat. They're going to be in an empty 56% betting heels respect. Got to think that they're going to come out poorly. Let's just see what I'd get first quarter on Atlanta Hawks. First quarter -1, -0.5, and -115. I would rather that -1 and -102. See, we're talking about juice, and we watch Max make these decisions every day. When he's line shopping, or because we track Max's record. Do you want the -0.5 at -115, or do you want the -1 at -102? God, you just got to feel like Atlanta should be rolling. Brooke Jordan said Jimmy should try to hook up with Pete for MLB season. He's spectacular. Pete is so good. Ski Prof says, as bad as the Grizz have been, they have been better than Atlanta defensively and on the boards the last 5 games. Stephen Lewis liking Memphis heads up. Well, Ski, let's talk about it. Oh, there's Rez Mob, and now it's Omar J. Legend ready to get to work. I love it. Thank you guys, man, and thank you for subscribing to the page. This is all about us now. Nobody paying me. We do whatever we want, but having your support is so enormous. It's so enormous. Catch Caleb says, this will be my first year betting MLB, so I've got a lot to turn. I'll be counting on you, Jimmy. Well, Catch Caleb, I'll be counting on the chat. Almax says Hawks are like the second worst team first quarter against the spread, especially at home. Peter Lucas saying stay away game. Almac saying Memphis first quarter is the play from Almac. Interesting. Paul Cosa says, catch Caleb, tread lightly. The juice will kill you in MLB. That's one thing that has to change and will change for me is that, and this is something that Aunt L mentions always, is that you have to get your action in the night before on favorites. If you're on a dog, wait. You can wait. But if you're taking a favorite, you got to lock it in the night before because we see 40 to 70 cent moves often. There's Ilya Katz in the house. Says Ant and Matt Randall are the peeps to tail in MLB. DJ Big Boss says you're going to have a huge $37 check from Google ads this month. I hope not. We haven't. They shouldn't be able to. We haven't monetized anything. They shouldn't be able to. There should be no advertising ever on our channel, as far as I know. Okay. Cashman says, Jim, if it's a tie at the end, do we lose our money or do you get your money back? It's a push. Well, it depends. If you're just on a first period Detroit Red Wings money line, because we're not on the 3-way, we're just on the money line. If you're on the 3-way, you get a much bigger score. So, yeah, anytime you're on the money line first period or first quarter money line and it's tied, it's a push. Tie no bet. There's Mark Uncle for saying. And Omar J. Legend says, we a family. We ain't going nowhere. We fam. Omar J. Legend. All right. And Noli knows spring training unders. The man is already making. Rich Kemp says, why does everyone like the Wings first period? God, I'm sure that market's changing. Let me just take a look because I didn't bet it. I needed to get the balls to play it. I didn't bet it. I just feel simply, Rich, that 6 straight games, I believe. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm going to stay focused on NBA right now. 6 straight games. The Avalanche have won by 1 goal. They've won 8 straight on the road, 6 straight overall. They've been playing playoff-type hockey. You know what stops you from playing playoff-type hockey? Playing the last-place team in the NHL as a huge favorite. Oh, it's already changed. God, mistake. Money already coming in. And now Hutchinson is in goal. Jean-Paul in the house is watching you in Trinidad, Tobago right now. My guy, Jean-Paul in the house. Easily one of the best comics this country has ever created. Thank you for joining us, Jean-Paul. Let's get that cake. Let's get that cake right now. Okay, well, Almac got me off the Hawks first quarter, but I simply don't understand how the Grizzlies can play at home against the Lakers in a sold-out environment and beat them. And then come into Atlanta where there'll be 8,000 people in the stands and play at the same level. I simply don't understand how that's possible. Young Suave says, Golden Knights killed me last night and I'm still hurt. With Stone out of the lineup, I think we got to not be tailing them anymore. All right, let's keep rolling. Let's go. Grizzlies, Hawks, I'll stay off. Okay, let's go Bucks, Heat. We already heard our guy, Jay Money, liking this spot for these Bucks. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. I'm going to move over. Sorry, I'm on NHL right now. Gotta make that move early. Okay, let's go over to the spot right now. Bucks Heat. Bucks open up at -3. Now they are -4. Flipper 13 says, I unloaded on the Kings, gave it out in Twitter DM chat. Respect, Flip. What a great bet. What an absolute great bet. That is a hell of a bet. Brian Plummer says 4 dislikes, all from Luca and Larry. Larry loves us. Larry loves us. Larry wouldn't give us those dislikes on. Reese was on the Kings too. Respect. Cordero Lindsay says, Jimmy Grizz fighting for the last playoff spot. Look, I'm not saying the Grizz don't win the game. I just don't see how they come out with that same intensity. Sammy B says, any update on Middleton tonight? Yes. The way I have it, he's listed as probable and expected to play in Charlotte today, unless that's changed. Rye Cape says, I love Milwaukee. They are so undervalued. So I have Middleton in the lineup. All right, let's break this game down. Bucks pace last 5, 5th in the association, 103.93 possessions a game. Heat pace last 5, 16th in the NBA. Miami had a losing February, first losing February of the month, 6 and 7. They did win their last 2 games of the month, though. They won 126-118 at home over the Cavs on Friday, and then won 116-113 over the Nets on Saturday. Eric Rosas says, Jimmy, activate the super chat. It's been activated. 420 Fuego says -4, only -4. All right. The Heat distribute the ball, and they don't need one guy to do it. They have 3 guys averaging over 5 assists a game. Jimmy Buckets at 6.2, and then you got Bam at 5.1 and Dragic at 5.1. Tyler Hero, Myers Leonard still out with injuries. Everybody else in the rotation, good to go. Bucks are on the second half of a back-to-back after defeating the Hornets 93-85 last night. Antetokounmpo played 35 minutes, 41 points, 20 boards. That's the fewest minutes required for a 40-20-5 game in NBA history. Milwaukee's 6th straight win. They've won 20 out of 22. Oh, Dan Menlo says we will do a super chat. Okay, sorry, I didn't understand. Okay, sorry, Eric Rosas. You're right. I had no idea what the hell a super chat was. I had no idea what a super chat was, but Danny Menlo does, so we're in good company. Dan Kelly, you know what? You guys being here and supporting the show gives me so much. It inspires me so much, and I'm so thankful. I'm absolutely so thankful. And the Big Ragu giving us the number. 54.5% is a break-even point at -120. Thank you, Ragu. 54.5%. So 52.9 at -110, 54.5% at -120. I mean, this is so important. And, you know, when we have all these cappers working together, you're going to pick up different things from different cappers. And the one thing about Jin Rummy, when have you ever seen him take a -110? I haven't. Break-even point at -120 is 54.5%. Unbelievable. Adam Lastman says Heat Bucks goes over. Heat Bucks. There's capper investments. Twate latte in the house. Red Mo says, promise us we'll never see Freddie again. I can't do it. That guy was a pretty magical individual. I can't do it. I cannot do it. That total in this game sitting at 225.5. It opened at 226. It's gone down a half point. It's an interesting look. Reese says I took wings first period. I like it, Lecce. I love it. Prince of the City says Milwaukee wants to dominate regular season, and if Middleton is back, Bucks. Prince of the City's right. Their owner straight up said that he wants them to go for that giant single-digit loss season. I mean, they've already lost 8. I think it's a mistake. If they go for 73-9. I'm going to bet against them in the playoffs because that's just too much. That is just too much. There's Peter Lucas in the house. Viper MB says, Jimmy going to go hungry now that he needs gambling to feed his belly. We will see. Maxwell Smart says, Freddie with the magical hands. Jimmy, oh, come on. Look, we all watched this, Lecces. They were horrifying. Inspired to elate, yeah. Twate. Okay. I don't feel as comfortable with you guys on the Bucks. I mean, the Heat are going to take this game very seriously. Miami beat the Bucks 131-126 in overtime on October 26th. It was a long time ago. Remember, Jimmy Butler wasn't in that game. Shadman says, what have you predicted so far? I have 1 look in NHL, 2 looks in NBA. So far, I'm on the under in the Rockets game. That's going up. I'm going up against the market move there. And I've got the under in the Jazz Cavs game. And I have the Red Wings first period. Those are my looks so far. And Shadman, another thing about that is that we are completely honest and transparent. Every bet is, we have a spreadsheet. We go over the numbers. We toast the wins and we roast the losses, but everything is legitimate and honest. Okay. I'm not as heavy as you guys on this Buck spot, second half of a back-to-back. It makes me want to stay off of it. We got parlay independent Jimmy parlay play today. Grizz Hawks over 239.5 and Baylor first half -4. That's from our guy Tease. That is from our guy Tease. Let's copy and paste that right now. Copy and paste it. All right. Let's go. Copy and paste it. All right. Dirty Bird says Bucks are playing at 50% against the Hornets because they played just hard enough to win. Paul Costa like in the Heat first quarter. And here we go. Dan Kelly. God, this chat is spectacular. Dan Kelly says the Bucks love this situation. They've crushed it so far this season. And they have another road back-to-back next Monday. Jojo Rich is on the under in Portland Bulls. Oh, on the under in Portland and the over in the Bulls game. Under in Portland, over in the Bulls game. Oh, Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly, Jay Money, both liking the Bucks. I mean, how do you not take the Bucks here? Brooke Jordan says, give me the points. Road to road, back to back. Yeah, road back to back. You know what? I'm going to stay off this game right now. Viper MB on Atlanta -2. All right, let's move on to Mavericks Bulls. Dominic Lair liking Mavs first quarter. We've had a lot of guys backing Mavs first quarter and first half. We've had a lot of people liking the over. Let's go back to the plays of the day from our cappers. Eric Rosas is on Mavs first half -1.5. Jimmy Stain saying Mavs team total over 114 is automatic. There's Molecular Ninja in the house. Thank you for joining us, Molecular Ninja, rolling with us. D Summers play today, Dallas -3. We know that Luka is in, and we think that Porzingis might be out. Trot Wham saying Mavs first half -2 is a lock. Man, it's nice to know we have a second show at 5:30 p.m. to go over this spot. Hart and Hand saying trifecta spot for the Mavs. Mavs on the second half of back-to-back, winning 111-91 last night. At Minnesota, Doncic out with the left thumb sprain. Jalen Brunson, as you guys know, out with the torn labrum. So it's the long ride, JJ Barea and Seth Curry all over it. Porzingis goes for 38 and 13. Jay Money already told us that Luka is going to be in, and he expects Porzingis to be out. Porzingis to be out. Big Dick Zingis is going to be out. When that's officially announced, because I don't believe that's been announced yet, you're going to get a better line on the Mavericks. You're going to get a better line on the Mavericks. Let's see what kind of market move we've had so far on Dallas. Dallas opens up at -3.5, now -5.5. 5. Reese already grabbed Mavs at -3. Walla Walla Dos says if Cam Reddish is out, any changes of opinion on the Hawks? Yeah, I don't like them as much. I'm not on them right now. And Eric Rosas has already jumped in on that Wings first period. Rye Cape, Luka probable, Porzingis questionable. Why bother playing Porzingis? Trout Wham doesn't expect him. And Ski Profit leaning Mavs early, full game. All right, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for Porzingis to be announced out of the lineup. And then I think I'll roll with you guys. Those of you who jumped on early, respect. Those of you who are making the move now, I think it's a mistake because you're going to get a better line as soon as Porzingis is announced out of the lineup. Chicago comes off Saturday night. They lose 125-115 at Madison Square Garden to the Knicks. It was the 10th loss in 11 games for the Bulls. Levine goes for 26. Kobe White adds 22. Kobe White getting run. We know that Dunn's out for the year. Cornette done for the year. Otto Porter is questionable tonight. Otto Porter, he's been practicing. He's questionable. And we know that Lauri Markkanen is getting closer. But he's still out of the lineup. Dominic Lara liking that Westbrook over prop. And Paul Costa said Luka is listed as probable, but I've already seen Trae Young this year not play when he was listed as probable. All right. So Wendell Carter Jr. also back for the Bulls. He comes back from a right ankle injury. And, God, they look terrible against the Knicks. They were out rebounded 50-33. It was Mitchell Robinson all day long. Cheetos 1546 says Mavs line going to stay around 5 to 6 without KP. Interesting. And Reese trifecta on the Mavs. Those of you who got in on the Mavs early, respect. We've not heard one person on the Bulls at this point. Oh, there we go. G-Sauce. I'm the only one on the Bulls today. All right. I'm not making a move here. Bloods W says can't trust the Bulls. Maxwell Smart says going downtown. We got Maxwell Smart live on our late shows. Cashman says don't rush your plays, guys. Lay back and relax and study. I agree with that. Now we have a late show too. All right, let's move on to Pacers Spurs. That is the last game on this card. Pacers Spurs, and I will be fixing my mic technique. Thank you for mentioning that, Brent. Okay. Trotwam says Bulls coach is a dinosaur. He is a dinosaur. Rye Cape says Bulls are beat up. They're actually getting healthier. But let's move on to Pacers Spurs. At what point can we get ahead of the market backing these Pacers? At what point are they going to go on a serious roll that goes into the playoffs? We already know Dan Kelly made a future bet on the Pacers to win the Eastern Conference, a bet that he'll easily be able to. Well, it'll become more difficult, obviously, if it's the Bucks in the conference final, which everyone's expecting. Let's see what Ski has to say. Let's go late show. Ski, God, that's so nice. Oh, it's Ski right there. Pacers. There we go. And Betting and Heel says I would have a lean to the Mavs. Reese says really stoked about the late show, Jimmy. You know, it's our call now. It's our show now. It's our show now. It's whatever you guys want, we will do. We will do. And you guys showing up like this and supporting like this, just, man. Endormus 86 says, love you from France. Endormus, thank you for joining us. Let's go. Let's go. Cashman says, what time is the late show, Jim? It is at 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. Dirty Bird says, late show will be big time. Well, you know, we're going to have Maxwell Smart live sitting right beside me. I'm very, very, very excited about that. And you LoBaggers, you know, when you roll up to Toronto, where will you be sitting? Right beside me, capping the card. I am Axman says, love you from England. Can't get here much due to work, but I'm here now. I am Axman. Thank you, my friend. That means so much to us. So much to us. All right. PG00187 says, Jimmy the Bag uncut. That's right. No rules. And you'll see the no rules being used when Max is here. Max is bringing Lucille, and he's ready to talk cock soup all day. Mr. Goxer said, if I didn't work at 5:30, I'd be there, Jim. Respect, Mr. Goxer. Got to get that paper. All right. Cheetos is already on the Pacers, -1.5. Let's go. There's Jason McIver in the house. Respect, Jason McIver. Thank you for joining us. And Flipper13 says, I just got my passport last week. I will go and catch a Blue Jays game. Oh, man. Let's go. We can also drive down to Detroit, catch a Tigers game, stay at the Caesars Palace there at Windsor, hang out with Dylan Turner, Anthony Mastronardi, Canadian Capper 72, our LoBaggers down there. When you come to Toronto, there's options. Flip. Join us. And there we go. Ski Prophet says, got to go catch y'all on the late show. Ski Prophet, thank you so much for joining us. And now we see Rich Kemp, Spurs or pass. Jen says, you'll need more guest shows, Jimmy. No worries. We can do that, man. We can do that. Sammy B says, I usually wait on the line movements and injury reports to get my action in around closer to tip-off. Love the late show edition. Respect. Oh, nice. Okay, after the line move, I only have Peterson to give out. I have Wang at $1 less. Don't forget to check DM. I will. Prince of the City. Respect. Joseph Gomez says, Max with no filter, no chain, no water hose to put out the fire. DMX mode. God, I love it. I love it. Let's go. Maxwell Smart here. Charwam says, guests are en route. Guests are en route. All right, let's get this. All right. Okay, let's stay focused here right now. We have the Spurs-Pacers game. Let's go. Pacers-Spurs. Pacers pace last 17th in the NBA. 99.90 possessions a game. Spurs pace last 9th in the NBA. 103.00 possessions a game. Spurs are coming off that big 114-113 win at home over the Magic on Saturday. I mean, of these two teams, who do you trust to get on a run here? I mean, it's simple to say when the Pacers are 12 games over 500 and Spurs are 8 games under 500. But I think this is a year where Pop doesn't get into the playoffs. I think this is a year where Pop doesn't get into the playoffs. There is Guru Sports Bets in the house. Guru joining us as well. Look at this. They're all coming out, man. The freaks are out tonight. All right. Okay, let's stay focused here. Let's stay focused. The freaks are out. We don't need to focus on them at all. 7 players scored in double figures for San Antonio. We're talking about a team without LaMarcus Aldridge for 2 straight games. They've lost Podol last game. LaMarcus Aldridge is doubtful for Monday's matchup with the Pacers. Doubtful. So there's going to be no LaMarcus Aldridge. There's going to be no Jakob Podol, which means there's going to be a ton of Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles will be the man. You're going to see Rudy Gay. You're going to see Drew Eubanks. You're going to see Lonnie Walker. I mean, I think the Pacers can go in San Antonio and take care of business. That's what I think is going to happen here. Reese says Spurs will not make the playoffs. I agree. Rich Kemp says Pacers could be in a look-ahead spot with the Bucks coming up. That is very, very possible. Jansen says hard to get parking in the Parkdale area. Just park on Jameson Street, man. All you got to do is park on JMO, man. Park on Jameson Street. It's all good. Bloods W says, love Pacers first half in full game. Joe Anisi says Pacers or pass here. There's Steve Priest in the house. Dom Ricci said Toronto is a good low bag summer trip. Oh, man, I would love that. I do kind of want to also come to you guys. But if you guys were interested in coming up here, man, we can make something huge and special here. Repula Gaming says, what do you think of that Baylor game, Jimmy? College basketball, I'm going to have Maxwell Smart here right beside me. And I'm going to focus on NHL and NBA. There are going to be days when Max is not going to come down here, and then I will put a lot of energy. But right now, I'd rather have the expert doing his thing right beside me live and in person than myself giving out that action right now. Cashman, let's go take a look. Well, we'll take a look at the college basketball card just quickly. But let's focus here on Pacers, Spurs. It just feels like the Pacers are going to get their shit together momentarily. Bloods W says, when are you going to get your dad back on the show? I'd be happy to get him on the show. He was the one who pushed me heavy in that Leafs bet. He was betting against our hometown knuckleheads. Very possible. Very, very possible. Steve Priest says, Colorado Avalanche under 6 in a row and 9 of 10 under. Yeah, they're not scoring. All right. Pacers, Spurs. What do we know? How does NBA hurt us the most? Small road favorites. Year in and year out. And because I track all my picks, I know my ROI is terrible there, and I stay off of it. Sweaty Butcher says Pacers off a win seeking revenge as a road fave. 5-0-1 against the spread last 6. Ilya Katz taking alternative point spread with the Pacers -4.5 and +110. Mr. Go says we need a live feed with Father Jimmers, special horse cap, and we can do that. I'm not going to make and Guru Sports Bet says look for Baylor to beat the brakes off Tech after a bad loss to TCU. Baylor by 10 or more. Baylor for 10 or more. And Sammy B says I'm in for poker. All right, Sammy B. Let's go, my friend. I've got the green light on bringing LoBaggers. All right, let's go. It's going to be a big night. So Sammy B coming to the poker game tonight. I love it. $20 buy-in, professional dealer. Sammy B joining us. Jansen says Jimmy cheats in poker. Man, of course. It's called bluffing. Oh, wow. Watching from Kuwait. Respect. Look at that. Watching from Kuwait. Thank you for joining us. Sammy B says no new friends. No, Sammy B, you're an old friend. All of the LoBaggers are old friends. Respect, though. We got Laha joining us from Kuwait in the house. Let's get that cash. Curious to see what moves you are making, Laha. Thank you so much for joining us. Jay Mills says, welcome back, Jimmy. You're going to kill on your own. Have Loshak as a special guest one day. Yes, I would like that very, very much. Very, very much. Another thing that Jay Mills and I, and we've been reaching out to a lot of people, but I guess we should talk about it live. We don't know where Angel Romero is. We can't get a read on him. He stopped tweeting out in November, and we're worried. So any of you guys in the LA area, any of you guys that ran with Angel Romero, the incredible soccer capper, just if we just know he's okay and everything's fine, he's just not going to cap or something like that, that would be fine. But we're worried. We don't know. We can't find him. We can't get a read on him. So if anybody can help us out with the soccer legend, the incredible capper Angel Romero, if any of you guys can help find him and let us know that everything is okay, it would be extremely important. So very important. If any of you guys in the LA area can help us, we're trying to reach out to him. We're trying to find his family. We're trying to just make sure that everything's okay. So if you guys can help us out with that, that would be important. Danny Menlo says, yo, Jimmy, when are you going to go to Vegas next? Well, let's get something together, and we'll do it up huge. Melvin Batanz says, Jimmy, we should have a low-bag summit in Toronto during Cannabis Cup. Yes, Melvin. My guy Melvin Batanzas, man. Melvin Batanzas knows what it is and what it isn't. Reese says, I'll catch you guys later. Lecce. DJ Big Boss said, I tried. I know you did, DJ. I know you did, my man. I know you did, but I just thought maybe it's important just to get it out there in a big way. Jansen says, let's live feed the Toronto Low-Bagger Poker Tournament. That's another thing we could do. That's another thing we can do. Brooklyn Funk Project said, Melvin thinking outside the bag. You're right. Brooklyn Funk Project in the house. Okay, so look, the two marquee games on this card, I'm not going to make a move. I'm not going to take the Pacers here. The Bucks might be a move I make, but I want to sit on it longer. I'm not going to take a slight road favorite here, even though I do think that you need to get ahead of the market. Steve Priest says Miami Heat over 7 in a row. We've already heard cappers liking that over. Let's take one more look at what's gone on in the market in that spot here and then decide exactly what to do. Here we go. This Milwaukee-Miami total opened up 226.5. It's now 225.5. You know it's going to be a playoff type game. Oh, Flipper 13, please tell me that's what it is, man. Please tell me that's what it is. That would make me so happy. Jansen says, see you at the afternoon show. Time to eat. Elias says, and the Mavs. I'm not making a move on the Mavs now. Look, we talked about how to be successful in capping, and you can't make a move when there's been a 2-point move in your favor. You're just too late. You have to let that go. It opened up at -3.5. It's now -5.5. I think you got to let that go. Nilo says, yes, I'd love to come by for the late show. Maybe Friday. Yes, Nilo, let's do it. Michael Jenkins says, welcome back to me. Good to see you back at it. I'm so thankful to be back at it with you guys. You guys are extremely inspiring. It means so much. It means so much, man. It's our show now, man. Our show now. Nilo says, shall I bring beverages? Yes, you shall. You should. I'll have beverages here, but yes, bring beverages. All right, I'm on Red Wings first period at +200. I've only made 2 moves in NBA. Just 2 moves in NBA. The under 221, a 40 ounce of your choice. Get something cheap. I like it. You know me and my cheap liquor. Trotwham says, Low Bag LA was so epic. I met Angel there. Great times ahead. Yes, I met Angel. DJ Big Boss says, what airport do I land in? Big Boss, when you're coming to Toronto, got to come to our. I mean, we have an island airport that's just for you. There's only one airport you're going to be able to come into. So don't worry. Don't you worry about what airport. There's only one. There's only one, and I will pick you up there. Bat in hand. Blunt ready to go. Blunt ready to go. All right. Nilo says, Big Boss, go to the Hamilton airport. Cheaper. Nah, man. No, man. Don't go to the Hamilton airport because I can't pick them up. Look, you know how expensive it is to get from Hamilton into Toronto. Just go to Lester B. Pearson, the great Lester B. Pearson Airport. I will pick you up. Nilo says Jimmy doesn't want to drive. DJ Big Boss says, okay, I'll have me a travel agent, get me a line on a ticket. Do it, man. Let's go. Nilo says, I can pick him up, no worries. Okay, you know what? If you can get a cheaper ticket into Hamilton and Nilo's going to pick you up. Flipper 13 says they have a Motel 6 by your house. It's the motel. They have something dicey. Something real fucking dicey down at the bottom of King and Roncy. Something just shady. Is it a Motel 6? Whatever it is, let's go. Let's fucking party because it looks like it's being partied in. Looks like there'll be a lot of things for sale. Maxwell Smart says it's a crack house. It looks like we'll have stories. We'll have stories. We'll all wear cameras on our head just in case. Just in case. Anthony Chalmers says, on my 15-minute break, you soon recap. Yes. DJ Big Boss says, I'm staying outside in the senior center. Respect. Okay. I'm on 3 looks, just 3 looks, but we have Maxwell Smart joining us live for NCAA basketball coverage, and I've got more work to do on these NBA games. I'm on the Red Wings first period at plus 200. I want to take the Predators, but I just can't with their weak penalty killing in the Oilers power play. I'm on the under 221 in Jazz Cavaliers at minus 105, going against the market move. And I'm also going against the market move in Rockets Knicks under 230 at minus 110. There's DJ 100 grand in the house. Danny Menlo says wear a face mask and head to toe wetsuit. Yeah. Paco Healy says any hostels. Oh, man, don't worry. We'll hook you guys up. We'll figure something out for you guys. We can do better than a hostel. All right, those are my only 3 looks. I'm going to make more moves. I came close to a couple things. I understand you guys are all on the Bucks. You're all on the Mavs. You can't take them now at 5.5. Let's see what happens when Porzingis is announced out. And then Pacers, Spurs. I get why you guys are on the Pacers, but I can't make a bet when I know my ROI is very weak in that situation. Small road favorites. Charles Wham says Bucks trifecta. He's been crushing the Bucks trifecta. He's been crushing trifectas. Crushing it. Danny Menlo says, congrats on your first 100 minutes as a free man, Jimmy. Man, no rules anymore. You guys, one thing that has to happen is I have to wear pants because when we put an end to the show, I have to actually get up and press off to the stream. So pants or shorts. But I can't just sit here and free ball it, which is too bad. It's one of the opportunities I might have would be free balling it here. Your own show, your own apartment, get those balls out. You don't want them all sticky with the windows closed. But I can't. I have to wear shorts because that's the only way I can put this down. J Mill says, Jimmy, why did you leave SBR? I want a cap. And when you have to cap a card, that video is no longer good tomorrow. And a lot of places want videos that are good a week later, month later, and 3 months later. And they want videos that you can watch a week later, a month later, and whatever. But me, I want a cap all day, every day with you guys for as long as I choose. That's what we're doing now. Danny Menlo does not believe that I'm not free banking it. I'm not free banking. I swear. DX Filer, I'm so glad you're on for as long as you want to be. Thank you, DX Filer. Oh, we got another look from Steve Priest, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Jackson State, under 120. I'm going to grab that right now, copy and paste that. I've got your looks. All right, let's go. So you guys heard my looks. Let's take a look at some of the looks on this card from our cappers in the chat. Let's take a look right now. We have... All right, we're going to start with the taint play of the day is Prairie View A&M minus 14. Well, I have to add that. Let's go to college basketball, see what we're dealing with here, go to spreads and totals. I will have to add that. Here we go. We have a nice card for college basketball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. So Max can beat the shit out of them with no time restraints and his bat in hand. God, got to get me some chicken strips from Maxi. We've already heard Guru Sports Bets like in the Baylor spot. Says they win by 10+. We're going to talk a lot about that. And the spot, the taint play of the day right here. Prairie View A&M at minus 14.5. That's gone down to 14 at a couple different books. That 14, going down to 14 will cost you 5 cents. It's at minus 115. That's minus 14 at minus 115 at Bookmaker and Bet Online. All right. I will be tailing the taint play of the day. Taint play of the day is in. All right. Minus 14 and minus 105. I'm in. Taint play of the day, I'm in. Okay, let's look after everybody else's looks very quickly right now. Let's take a look. Okay, Mark Unka first on North Carolina Central minus 4.5 and North Carolina A&T minus 1. Those are his 2 plays for the day. That's from our Mark Unkafer. Steve Priest, liking a couple things here. Let me copy and paste these very quickly. Copy and paste these. There we go. And let's make sure I've got everybody's action here so we can reflect and talk about them on the late show as well as tomorrow morning show. And we and we will get the opportunity to give out the Vegas Gun play of the day. All right, Lamont Williams, max bet Duke solo under 85.5. Ill Wise play of the day, Grambling minus 16.5. Focus on your bets. Our guy Corey Simmons, he's making a parlay, and this is going to cash nice for him. Prairie View minus 14, Grambling minus 16.5, NC Central minus 5, and NC A&T minus 1.5. D. Summers, our guy David Summers, Dallas minus 3 is his play of the day. Alex Ramirez, Spidey play of the day. Predators money line is the play of the day. Our guy N, representing Rexdale, Memphis money line, Memphis plus 2.5. Memphis Grizzlies is his dog of the day. All right, Jimmy Stain, Mavs team total over 114 is automatic. Primetime DJS play of the day, Spurs plus 2.5. You know, I'm happy that I'm not sitting here with the Pacers. I'm happy that I'm doing that. Eric Rosas, our guy Eric Rosas, Mavs first half minus 1.5, Prairie View minus 14.5. So he's on Mavs first half, and he's tying that with the Taint play of the day. Ben Sports 24/7, Texas Tech Baylor over 130.5. Walla Walla Dose under 222. Portland, Orlando. That's Walla Walla Doses look under 222 Portland, Orlando, and I liked it. Then the Sweaty Butcher came in with the over 221 in Portland, Orlando, and I decided to stay off. Tease, parlay, the independent Jimmy parlay of the day, Grizzlies, Hawks over 239.5, and Baylor first half minus 4. That's from our guy Tease in the house. Guru Sports Bet says, look for Baylor to beat the brakes off Tech after a bad loss to TCU. Baylor by 10 or more from our Guru Sports Bets. Steve Priest, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Jackson State, under 120. He's also on, what is this? Sorry, okay. He's also on Weber State, minus 6.5. The Sweaty Butcher, like in Milwaukee, Miami, under 225. And I have Steve Priest also on the Alabama A&M Prairie View, under 133. That's what it is. Catch Club says, I swear to me, if your show runs right up to J Money Show every day, I'm never going to get any work done, but you're going to get paid. You're going to get paid. Billy Hills in the house says, new subscriber here. How goes it? Thank you for rolling with us, Billy Hills. We're just putting an end to this, but we have another show coming up 5:30 p.m. We're going to be focusing on the NCAA basketball card. That show will be starring our very own Maxwell Smart, sitting right beside me. GZ07 says, welcome back. Respect. Calogero DeMarco says, hey, Jimmy, thank you for joining us. Much love to you guys. Man, this is inspiring. Thank you for joining us. It means so much. It means so much to me. Jay Mill says, Jimmy, you're doing 2 shows every day? Every day. You guys want 3 shows? We'll do 3. It's our show now. We make the rules. We listen to you. Get that cash is what we do. Man, you guys mean everything to me. Thank you. Thank you. Now we need winners. But most importantly, before I let Jay, it's you guys. Jay Mills, Brooklyn Funk Project, Joe Anisi, Paco Healy, PG00187, Dom Ricci, Liberty Finder, Mark Unkefer, Peter Lucas, Kevin Riley, Alex Van Hooser, The Sweaty Butcher, DX Filer, Corey Mack, Steve Priest, Paco Healy, Guru Sports Bets, Jeezy, Calogero, Caleb, Big Ragu, Dom Ricci, Billy Hills. Love it. Love it. One for the money. Danny Menlo. It's you guys. You guys make this special. Tyrone Coleman. The Butt Pod. Brent Butt in the house. Man, I miss you, Brent. Got to get back to your poker game as soon as possible. Free picks, all sports, free sports picks. Peter Lucas. Sammy B. You guys, thank you so much for the support. And I'm just proud and thankful to roll with you guys. Leche, hey, those bookmakers.